All I gotta say is this. Holy chicken. I don't know whether I should be salivating or I'm terrified right now.
More sauce.
More sauce? More. All right.
Another scoop.
You want another?
Yeah, another scoop.
Ice, what's the first thing we're eating today?
Bak Kut Teh.
Bak Kut Teh.
Yeah.
I had this in Singapore.
Uh-huh.
And this place is really good?
This place is really good.
It's good because I'm a little under the weather. So I think a little Bak Kut Teh will do me a lot of good.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. This is Yongjing.
Yes.
Yongjing, you're the owner of this place.
Yeah. Right.
He's gonna tell us a lot about Bak Kut Teh, which is like one of the most famous dishes in this part of the world. Bak Kut Teh, is that like a breakfast or a lunch or dinner thing or any time?
Actually, in Peng, we prefer to eat Bak Kut Teh in the morning. This is the traditional way. At noontime, you try to look for Bak Kut Teh, you will...
Sold out?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
sold out.
In Singapore, I had a couple different types of Bak Kut Teh. One was the more herbal, Chinese herbal, and one was more peppery, like white pepper. In Malaysia, is there different types?
In Johor, you'll get Bak Kut Teh nearly like Singapore. But in Peng, the most traditional Bak Kut Teh, more bolder soup, and we use the bowl. Okay, this is the more traditional way. Nowadays, we have claypot Bak Kut Teh and we have dry Bak Kut Teh.
So what is in your Bak Kut Teh?
The main thing is the meat itself, and we have some intestine. We have the chicken feet, mushroom, black pepper.
What kind of meat? I see it's chicken and what else?
Mainly everything is pork.
Do you add some Chinese medicine, herbs?
Yes, we have herbs.
So this is good for you.
Yes, it's good for our health, for them to have the energy.
Check this out. I see right away a lot of pork meat, pork skin. I smell right now, and my smell has returned a bit. The pork, garlic, some herbs in there. It's very welcoming scent. I mean, if I go home every single day and I smell this coming from my house, I think I will be pretty happy. All right, so I smelled it. I've seen it. Now I gotta taste it. So you're gonna serve me up some?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go eat. Also, check this out, guys. They got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these gas heaters here, and on top are just boiling massive jugs of water. This country, there's a lot of BYOTs, bring your own teas, so they can actually provide you with the tea here where you have your own. Then you just use this water to just, steep your own tea. Here's the thing. I was kind of confused when I got to the table because there is 2 teapots, a bunch of teacups. This is the process of actually drinking some tea here. So what do we do?
First, we have to wash the...
We want to wash the cup. And this is not saying that the cups are dirty. It's just a custom in Asian countries where we kind of rinse off the cups and silverware. And that really just cleans the cups and the teapots even further. And the first steep is always to kind of dump out the tea itself. That's not because you're trying to wash anything dirty off the tea leaves. It's just to get the tea ready. The tea doesn't go directly from the pot to the cups. It goes into here, right?
Yes, we go to here first to make it the flavor will be better.
The flavor will be balanced because when you pour it from the teapot, the tea on the bottom is obviously more, concentrated than the tea on top. So once you put it in here, it becomes more uniform. Here is all our Bak Kut Teh. This is from the same pot. When you serve it, do you usually separate the meats?
Yes.
Why do you separate
It
it?
have different parts. Like this one is the big bone, small bone.
Is there a process of eating this? How do we go about it?
Traditional Bak Kut Teh, we'll try to have some soup first, and then we have the meat together with the soup together with our rice.
You have some fried onions on top of your rice. Love that. Do you usually share everything or?
Each person one bowl.
So it looks oily, but you don't add any oil to this.
We are not adding any oil.
And Bak Kut Teh doesn't actually have any tea in there.
No tea inside.
It doesn't taste oily. It just tastes really meaty, slightly herbally. This is like porky soak right here. It's very smooth. Pork skin is usually really bouncy and kind of resilient. Look at this. It's just falling apart. Got some skin, got some fat. I love this. This is really different than the Bak Kut Teh I had in Singapore. I mean, in Singapore, you either have the really herbally kind, or you have the really peppery kind. This is just like porky soup. It's slightly herbally, but I can't really taste that too much. So I see some chilies and garlic in front of me. What do we do with that?
If you like both, you can mix both together. Then we put some soy sauce. Having this, we can have some tea because it's a good combination.
You cannot, while eating this, ever drink soda. Like cold water, nothing. Because that's gonna go to your stomach and kind of congeal all the fat and oil that you've been eating. I love this mixture. Spicy always goes good with pork. If you want to elevate your dish, you need some of the chili, you need the garlic. Man, that's gonna make everything so much awesomer. It's already awesome, it just becomes awesomer with this. The bitterness of the tea, I feel like goes really good with the pork fat as well.
Right.
You take a bite of everything, it tastes so good, and you feel the oil in your mouth. You take one sip of tea, refreshed, start again, reset button, eat more pork. That's just the way it is. Watch this, guys. Off the bones. I feel like what you did here, just kind of putting the pork and the chicken all together, just creates one of the most tender pork meats I've ever had. I had no idea how different Bak Kut Teh is from country to country. And you're saying like everyone has their own recipes as well, from restaurant to restaurant. Thank you so much for showing me yours. Some of you might think this is too rich and fat in the morning. I'm an advocate of eat whatever you want in the morning. Why does there have to be restrictions where this is breakfast food, or that's breakfast food? To me, anything's breakfast food. Our second stop of the day after some great Bak Kut Teh or 肉骨茶 here is this. I remember my first Rojak experience in Singapore. I didn't think it was the best tasting thing. I was kind of confused by it. It's a little sour, it's a little sweet, it's a little spicy, it's a little fruity. So Rojak in Malaysia looks kind of different. It's fried?
Yeah, it adding something fried inside.
This is one of your favorite places
Yeah,
and favorite food items.
yeah.
Well, let's give this thing a try. I mean, I'm open to it. Everything and everybody deserves a second chance, right?
Here's a popular place for Rojak.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is a lot of fried stuff, a lot of fish tofu,
Yeah.
a lot of just tofu in general. No fruits are included here. You said to mix it up, right?
Yeah, mix it up.
All right, let's try this. Flavor is not what I expected. There's a little spicy, a little sweet. It's not like overly spicy, it's pretty mild flavor. I do like the crunch that he put on the bottom. The squid itself, really tender, really chewy. I could do without a bit of the sweetness. I think for me, the flavor profile, if it would have been a little more vinegary, a little more spicy, I think I would like that even more. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Rojaks in general. I mean, it's good, but I feel like the flavor profile is a little too sweet just for my taste. The flavor is definitely not as intense as what I got in Singapore. It's very even keel, but personally, this is just me. I'm sure this is really popular. You love it. I'm sure a lot of people in Malaysia love it. Not really into this dish. I'm sorry. I'm more of like a spicy, sour kind of guy. But I hear this guy also has some good shaved ice. It's so hot here that just from the walk from the truck, which is like 30 seconds, already started to melt. And there's already not that much ice in here. Look at this. It's literally so hot. Ice is already kind of almost melted. Right, this is good. The jelly is not very jelly-esque, more like a pandan noodle. I like the crunch, a little bit of the chew from the corn. Really not much of the ice left. I wish there was a little more ice in here, but it's sweet. Coconut makes it a little milky. I think if you like the Rojak, and apparently this is a really popular place for Rojak, eat a Rojak, have a shaved ice. Pretty good meal. So where are we going next?
We're going to try Chili Pan Mee.
Chili Pan Mee, ban mian. So like a noodle.
Noodle.
I think we're due for some noodles. I mean, every day you need some noodles. I think this is the time for noodles. This is the next place we're at. We are here at Hong Kee Restaurant. I totally blanked, but when I got here, I realized that a lot of you guys actually give us suggestions to come here. And this is a really popular noodle.
Yeah, it is.
Here in Kuala Lumpur. This is their recommended dry noodles. So it looks like fried anchovies, ground pork, fried garlic, some onions, and just the most glorious sunshine-looking egg on the top. We're told just to mix it up, give it a try. This is my favorite part. Oh, waterfall to the maximum yolkiness. I kind of wish there's like an eggy volcano. Then I would just hang around the yolky lava with, I don't know, a bowl of rice. All right, I think it's mixed to maximum capacity. I love how al dente and chewy the noodles are, first of all. Love the texture. I feel like with noodles like this, you always need a crunch factor, which the anchovies provide perfectly. You know what's genius about this dish is that the egg is not just a flavor ingredient. It's actually used as a delicious adhesive to kind of just stick all the other ingredients and spices to the noodles themselves. And check this out. I think this is the first place I've been to in Malaysia that has like hot oil residue. This is like the bottom part of a hot oil, but in this part is fried chilies. Love fried chilies because it's so incredibly aromatic. You want some?
Yeah. Another scoop.
You want another?
Yeah, another scoop.
Look at that. Now I feel like this noodles has everything. A little crunch, creaminess of the egg, a little fire from our friend the fried chilies here. What I like about the dry noodles is the fact that the noodles really grab onto so much of the ingredients and the sauce. There's no boring noodle. Every single strand is as delicious as the next. It's like you just watched an episode of Friends. You just feel good. Every bite, you're like, I feel good. Try a little fish ball. Yeah, that's bouncy. This is a great little appetizer. Although when they first brought the noodles, I was like, hey, what are you gonna do with the other half of the bowl? It's empty. This is actually a pretty substantial meal. This is a flavor bomb right here. Just to give yourself an option of a noodle soup if you want it. I'm gonna put some noodles in my soup a little bit.
It's so satisfying.
I like it with a little bit of soup, especially because the soup is pretty mild. I think it's a fish-based soup. And this is what I like. Whenever I go to a noodle shop and they ask me, you want your noodles dry or like in a soup? I always want to say bring me both. But this time, like, I kind of have that option without ordering 2 orders. I love it when there are restaurants where their signature dish is literally like chili noodles. So it's like, it's welcome that I put a bunch of chili in my noodles. I mean, it's chili noodles. That's like half the dish, these noodles. Like I said, I love the texture of them. They're so chewy.
You can taste that it's so fresh made.
So their noodles are made here in the restaurant. And I know it's not hand pulled because it's too uniform, so they probably make it with a machine. But still, the texture is so robust. There should be more dishes in the world that's like chili something. Like chili crab, I loved. Chili noodles, I love. So guys, make some more chili stuff. I think that will make all of us more happy. This was a deliciously satisfying lunch. Well, deliciously satisfying lunch number 3. First lunch, never enough. Second lunch, you're kind of getting there. Third lunch, and we're about to have 4th lunch.
Okay.
4th lunch is the most important. This country, when it rains, it really pours, and it pours spontaneously. Our next restaurant, we're here for a really special chicken. I don't know what makes a chicken special, but apparently it's really special here. Let's go check it out. All I gotta say is this. Holy chicken. I don't know whether I should be salivating or I'm terrified right now. It looks like a flamingo. Is this like a roasted flamingo? And I guess it's too late to give a disclaimer that if you're a vegetarian, this is probably not the best thing to see right now. But we're at the Hong Kee Restaurant. It's basically a roasted chicken. So you had this before, obviously.
Yeah.
What are we supposed to do with this?
You have to wear some glove on it and then tear off the parts that you want to eat.
This restaurant is encouraging you to go all barbaric, embrace your inner caveman side. Yeah. The skin is crispy. I mean, it's been sitting here for like 10 minutes since we had to get some footage of this. So we're gonna get to this really quickly because I don't want it to get any colder than it's already got it. This is really interesting. This is cha hu tang, or basically teapot soup, right?
Teapot soup.
Why are they using a teapot?
Like drinking the soup, like drinking tea.
Oh, my smell is just returning, but I swear like I think they put some wine in here, like cooking wine. And I definitely smell the pork. That is very distinct. Look at all this pork meat in here. This is like the innards of the pork. Look at this, this is pork stomach. There's definitely a lot of Chinese herbs in here. It smells a bit herby, so let me pour you some. You can see the oil floating on the top. It smells incredible, by the way. I feel like I'm almost flying towards this cup of tea/soup right now. You ready for this? Yep. All right, cheers. I'll tell you what, Rick, it definitely smells better than it tastes.
Okay.
It's not that flavorful. I think I taste the cooking wine that's in here, and I know it's porky and it's oily. And it's not me playing this up in my head and then this tasting pretty good and I'm kind of knocking it down. Hopefully the chicken wins it for us. Here we go. Let's get to the chicken before it gets cold. You don't want a cold chicken. This is why chickens never cross the road in December. So I guess there's really nothing to do but embrace the inner barbarian in us. There we go. Oh, the skin is super crispy, guys. Rick's going for the other half of the wing. Yeah, man. Salt and pepper. I love this because the skin is still nice and crispy.
Yeah.
They just roasted this, right?
Yep.
It's juicy, not oily, and incredibly fragrant. Loving this chicken right now. Also, I love this way of eating chicken. Maybe because there's an inner food caveman in all of us, and I'm just kind of embracing mine. I want to get a piece of the breast because I always feel like the good judge of a chicken is in the white meat. Check this out. This is the breast meat, and it's just oozing juice. That's a good sign. This is probably, as my memory will serve me, the best roasted chicken I've ever had in my life. You are the chicken whisperer, my friend.
No.
You are. No. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised chickens aren't just like following you around.
Okay.
All right, next up, what is this?
Salted fish with the belly pork.
That sounds like a couple of things I could get on board with. It looks like whole scallions, chili peppers. Now, don't let the color scare you guys. I think this is gonna be something that pairs really good with rice.
Yep, it is.
Because anytime I hear like pork belly, I hear xian yu, which is salted fish. You know, rice comes to mind. It looks like it might be some cured meat, kind of like double cooked pork, something like that. It's gonna taste not very tender, but it's gonna taste more like bacon.
Yeah.
We're gonna try this without the rice for now, just because we're eating a lot of food today, and the rice is just kind of taking up a lot of valuable real estate here. So this is the bacon right here. Look at it. It's covered in sauce. Like this is again perfect with some rice. It's just like a sweeter, more fragrant version of like double cooked pork. The onion is actually providing a little sweetness, I think. I love it. It's a different type of cooking. You see here, all that sauce on the bottom. This is just one of those dishes that like is begging for the rice. The rice, it's a soulmate and it wants to get married. Finally, I feel like this is the perfect last dish that we're trying here because it looks very refreshing. It's a pumpkin, lotus seeds, there's some mushrooms in here, carrots, more pumpkin, wood ear, a lot of very healthy stuff in here.
Yeah, it is.
That's actually surprisingly delicious. I don't love the lotus seeds too much.
It got how to say, the lotus fragrance.
Yeah, it does have the lotus fragrance, but it's super, super starchy. Try a piece of the pumpkin. Pumpkin is good. I like this. I feel like this is a great thing to have at the end of a fatty, salty meal. Everything in here is ridiculously fresh. It's definitely probably the healthiest thing we have today. Yeah. I would just come here for the chicken. I feel like this chicken will be something that if I ever come back to Malaysia, I will want to eat this chicken again. But I'm thinking like, you know, start out the day and go get some burger chicken. It's all nice, tender and stuff.
Yeah, that is very tender.
Yeah, start the day with that.
Yeah.
And then come here and finish it off with some crispy chicken and get a pumpkin. And maybe, you know, go home before midnight. I think we should actually finish this because we got more food coming up and there's probably not gonna be as healthy as this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna eat this and continue on with our food day. Our final restaurant of the day, also joined by Patrick. Awesome dude, lives here in, actually I met you in Singapore. Yes, you did. And now again in Malaysia. So this is our last restaurant, but it's supposed to be really, really special. Let's try this. It tastes exactly like meat floss. I would, in 1,000 years, never guess eggs, ever. I would guess, like I said, squid, I guess chicken, I guess pork, never eggs. I would tell you that there's some salted eggs in there after like I tasted everything. I really want to see if they can show us how they cook this because this is so insanely good. This is the prawns, right?
It is prawns.
These are monster-sized prawns. Stir-fried, looks good.
Just eat with the shell.
Like tail, head, everything.
Like this.
Sounds good. Oh man, that's sweet meat. I love the little legs though. The little legs are like tiny little shrimp crackers. Let's get into that ham soup right there. This is called lala.
Lala.
Is it from La La Land?
It is.
Ooh.
You love it?
Wow. I mean, it's spicy, but not from the chili, it's from the ginger. One sip of the soup, your entire body heats up. This feels like a soup that my mom will serve me after I have a fever. Oh yeah. Wow. I don't think I've ever had something that was so spicy, all from ginger. It feels good though. Ginger spicy is a different type of spicy. It feels like a little healthier spicy. This is the first time I've ever been to a crab place that it gave me a mallet. I feel like Thor, and that is my nemesis. Ginormous claw. Oh, the second one has right. This looks like a chili crab, like a Singapore chili crab. We got mantou too?
Yeah, mantou for this.
Wow, okay. The mantou little bunch, you gotta use it to like just soak up all that beautiful juice. All right, we got a couple more crabs coming. We want to get them all here, but we'll try some of the sauce. It's way sweeter than a Singapore chili crab. It's sweet and sour, extremely spicy. Like, you know, like stab you with a little needle spicy. It's a little tomatoey, and this looks like butter. It's just pure juice from the crab. Maybe a little oil in there, that's about it. I'm gonna take like this joint here, dip it in some sauce. I love just the natural sweetness of the crab. And this is like Sri Lankan crab. It's basically the same crab used in Singapore. The claws are just like sea monster claws. I'm glad we started off with this. This is like the original crab, you know? You don't need butter. You don't really need anything. And that's gonna make you happy. Me and Patrick are ready to move on to the next crab. Should we hit the chili? Look at this. It's bigger than my hands. I can literally shake hands with this claw and it wouldn't be too weird. This is a delicate operation. I messed up. This is why I can never be a surgeon. The crab itself is already really sweet. It's slightly sweet, nice and creamy because the eggs slightly sour and just that penetrating spice. Let me go ahead and dip this little crispy mantou in the sauce.
More sauce.
More sauce? More.
So use your spoon.
You know what? If I go any deeper, my hands will be in there. I might just bite my own fingers off. I feel like you gotta use like crunchy mantou. Use the soft ones, it just won't be the same.
The mantou is just like absorb all the juice of the sauce.
That sour element to this?
Yeah.
I love it. It's not like vinegar sour, it's citrusy. This is the gum hyun style crab, and you guys said it has some sort of a shrimp paste. Oh, it's shrimpy.
Yep.
That's shrimpy, all right. Use that meat to wipe up some of that sauce. Wow, okay. There's a lot of stuff going on in that sauce. And the flavor of this, I feel like it's one of the more complicated ones I've had so far in terms of crab. Because when you first put the meat in your mouth, you obviously taste the sweet crab meat. And then the sauce is like, it's almost like nice and charred. So you get that slightly bitter flavor. And then you get hit with the spice. Then the shrimpy element comes out. And if you eat that little leaf, I think that's curry leaf again, you get a nice hint of smoke and just the robust earthiness of the crab flavor. It just brings everything out, and somehow all this ties together. Definitely one of the most interesting crab flavors I've ever had.
Is it like building up the taste?
Oh yeah, this is the most flavorful of the crabs here. So I should have saved that for last because that's crab firework grand finale. But salted egg crab, I'm going for the tamale right here. That's the best part of salted egg, anything. Look at this. This is one of my favorite parts of the crab. Let's get all that innards, mix that all in with the salted egg.
You're gonna fly, right?
I'm flying already. It literally is a transformer because you bite into a tamale, you get that little organy flavor, but that salted egg, it just makes everything better. Really, makes rice better, congee better, makes your relationship better, I don't know. But yeah, sure, give your girlfriend or boyfriend a salted egg, they're gonna feel better. I don't know. Someone should try that out and let me know if that's true, but I think so. All of these are very delicious. I think on the order of my preference, it'd be this, spicy sweet, salted egg, and that. I love the natural flavor of the crab, but jazz it up a little more, and I'm in love with it. This is a fantastic last meal here in Kuala Lumpur. Last meal. So I'm glad all of you guys can join me for this delicious crab feast. And thanks for Patrick, because this is your recommendation.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no, so you come here all the time, and you take this home with you.
Yes, I do.
So what do you do, just sit in front of a movie, sit in front of Netflix, eat a crab?
Yes, enjoy the movies with the nice flavors of the crabs.
But guys, my first time in Malaysia, and I just want to say, my first impression, every single person I've met so far, it's just been incredibly, insanely nice. But just a fantastic impression of this country so far. We're going to a couple more cities. Like, where are we going next?
We're going to Ipoh and Penang.
Ipoh and Penang. Cannot wait. There's going to be some great food waiting for us over there. Yeah. Leaving tomorrow morning at like 4 a.m., but super excited. Anyway, guys, we're going to have Ben and Jasmina join our crab feast before it gets too cold. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, thank you all so much for joining me. Until we all eat again. See ya. All right, I told you guys I was gonna find out how they make the egg yolk look like meat floss. I ordered another order of that dish just so I can see how they make it. And don't worry, it's not going to waste. Patrick's gonna take it home. It's gonna get eaten. I really need to know how to make this dish. It looks like they're keeping it a secret because here's the kitchen. You see the dark windows, no entry. But we will access it and we will get to the bottom of this. All right, so there's a lot of oil that's in there right now. Yeah, a lot of oil. And the prawns go in right away. Ooh, oh, that splatters. Oh my God. Wow. That was a lot of water on that prawns. The prawns get flash fried. That took under a minute. More oil goes in. Now we're gonna see the magic. This is the secret here. That's a lot of butter. The egg yolk, it's all beat mixed. Oh, look at that. So it's a little at a time. Oh, look at that. That's how you do it. And you keep stirring it. Chicken powder, sugar, yeah. Curry leaf goes in, yeah. So you gotta keep whipping it around and kind of keeping the eggs separate from each other. That's how you get that nice flossy texture. He's spinning it so fast in the wok, and kind of keep beating it until it bubbles and pours over the shrimp. That's how you do it. You see how fast that was? That was like Superman flying around the earth to make it spin in reverse. It's still all bubbly, and when it settles, there it is. At this point, it still kind of looks like egg floss, but I guess after a little bit, it just looks like regular floss. Make sure you drain all the oil. The floss becomes nice and crispy. That's pretty darn incredible. That takes some crazy coordination to make this dish. You gotta circle the wok, you gotta circle the spatula really quickly. Like seriously, that totally reminded me of when Superman flew around the earth so fast that he made a reverse to save Lois Lane. I don't know how many other people look at this dish and think of Superman, but I did while I was in the kitchen watching him make this. Wouldn't think eggs if I didn't know. Hey Patrick, this is for you, okay?